Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's coming out and grinding regardless. He, no matter his circumstances, he wanted to come. And honestly, credit to him, his parents, for letting him be a part of it. And I think that speaks volume to the camps that we've had. And, shout out to Dix, P&G, Albertson, Tom Thumb for allowing it to be a free camp for kids, to be able to show up under injury or not. I'm sure he wasn't going to pass it.
Does this kind of tell you training camp right around?
Yes. I just said that the other day, this is kind of my signal of football's close, and as you can almost say, you smell training camp. Always done this, right, a week or two before camp, and so it's just good for me to get out here, get this rejuvenation of the youth and understand, when I was their age, my dreams, my thoughts, how fun the game is and why I fell in love with the game is a lot of things happen, business happens, and you can forget about it, right? And it's great just to be back doing these camps, doing this camp at this time, and just centers me in such a great spot that I'm just thankful and grateful for every opportunity I get to step on a football field and better myself and my teammates.
Camps like these, players like you that are involved generally aren't free, so how did that even come about? That's free.
Yeah, honestly, credit my marketing agent. For me, it was like, hey, let's do a camp again, make sure we're giving the kids an opportunity to dream, to grow, to get better at the game. And then he mentioned, hey, let's do a free camp with them. And it's really, as I said, it's credit to Dix and P&G, Albertsons and Tom's Thumb. I never turned that down. And once we made it free, it's even more excitement. And honestly, I've got to be more involved because there's people and kids here that wouldn't have and maybe never have gotten a chance to come to the camp and been able to pay that. And that's where I would have fit in. So, yeah, if anything, it's being more intentional than I can't even say more intentional, but I'm grateful that we've given them this opportunity.
How much do you look forward to this camp every year?
So much, and if it wasn't for the schedules and the times, I'll do one back home every year and back in Starkville every year. But it's needed. This camp, what it does for me, as I said, the centering it does, the grounding it does for me, is as good as I'm doing for them. But that's why I make sure when I come out here, I'm trying to give these kids everything I can. And I know when I was their age, it was my belief system that's gotten me to where I am now, and it was having people that said they believe in me, right? And so it's just a little encouragement when these kids do drills or they're in games that if I can give them something that they may be lacking in another area to improve their belief system in themselves, it'll be a successful camp.
You said in your opening speech, you see kids that have got 4, 5, 6 years. That's got to be hard.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, sometimes you don't even know their names, right? But you know their faces, or you know that attitude, that energy that they give, and it's amazing, and it's credit to everyone who's been involved in this camp to making the culture, right? The culture is to come back, and as I said, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to try to high five every kid. I know they're going home with a picture and an autograph, but it's about being intentional. It's about more than that. As I said, it's trying to say something that I know will spark them and give them more life and more hope and joy and faith and anything and whatever dream it is that they're chasing, whether it be football or not. So this is vital.
Do you have anything like this around?
No, not at all. No, not at all. Didn't go to camps, honestly, until I was college or until I was in high school, and they were more just trying to get to college. So I just imagine if I would. Like when I see some of these kids' faces, if I would have gotten an opportunity to see an NFL player, to see somebody that I could see myself as, what would that mean, and how would I want him to react to me? And so that's why I'm so intentional in these interactions and just every movement I do in these camps.
How was your trip with the guys?
Phenomenal. Went back to a place that we're familiar with, that we were a couple years ago in Georgia. That made the grounds and the efficiency outstanding, but then the commitment from the guys, one showing up, and then their energy and commitment to growing what Shadi's talked about, the brotherhood, and not just, us hanging out, but actually diving into some language, some conversation, some whys, some guys' whys. The throwing was outstanding, but that time off the field was just as important and as beneficial as any trip has been.
I know it's about more than football at these camps at your annual retreat. You got to hang out with George Pickens. What did you kind of learn about George, just kind of as he kind of got to learn that brotherhood and be with you guys?
Yeah, a lot. That's a guy that loves football. The guy's telling me about my college days, and you don't know about Mississippi State college days unless you're a football guy, right? And sure, he's from Alabama, and I was right there in that region, but players that I played with, guys from his region, that right there, that knowledge, that involvement, that shows you a guy loves football, and that to me, that deletes a lot of things that you've heard in the past about him. Great dude, loves his teammates, and excited as hell for this season. I know he is. I know he's happy to be in a fresh new spot, and I'm excited for what he's going to do for us. Not long. As I said, having dealt with trades before, whether it been Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, I mean, go turn on that guy's tape. He's getting separation. He's got separation even when he's not getting the ball at times. And hell, when he doesn't have separation, he's still making the catches that it's not going to be hard. For me, it's about getting that ball near that guy and letting him go beat George Pickens. And you go turn on the tape, he's great at doing that.
From last year.
Yeah, not even comparable. It's not even comparable to last year. And credit that this past trip that we just had. I mean, for one, you got to credit the offseason and the lack of the contract negotiation, right? So he even alluded to that, right? Just in some conversations of how much better it feels, right? Of him being involved, right? And it's business. That last year was nothing personal from anybody, but he wanted to be involved, right? And he almost couldn't. That just what it's doing for him, his energy, his leadership, his growth. Yeah, you can't even compare the two.
There's been a lot of external excitement about what those two can do for each other. Did you get a chance maybe to see that during minicamp OTAs or during the retreat?
Yeah, for sure. That might be the best part about it. That's two guys that want the other guy to succeed just as much. That is literally the best part about those two men is seeing it firsthand, just them two hanging out and me, the bystander. I go in the house, purposely for a little bit, and just peeking at them. They love each other. They love each other's company. They love each other's game. They're just watch them on the field, them talking to each other, to them just being one-on-one, like I said, on the porch, they're going to push each other. And to be the guy that gets to get them the ball, it's exciting as hell because you can turn on the OTA tapes and one of the guys, the ball's in the air, and the other one's got his hands up celebrating already. That we just got to continue to grow that and continue to, make sure that that's trending the right way.
Where are you at health-wise?
I'm healthy. I'll be full go for camp. I'm healthy. Yeah, look, I think soon here I'll probably get an official sign off from Doc, but I'm healthy.
You mentioned Shadi earlier. What do you think of Shadi's tattoos?
I mean, I love him. I'm a guy who has a lot of tattoos and feel like when you have something meaningful and you want to put it on you, why not? Especially when you know it's a reminder, it's who you are, it's something that you're proud of or whatever it may be. I know his have a lot of thought and detail in them. And that's just the only thing I ever encourage people when they're getting, something permanent is make sure you love it. And so I like it.